Okay, welcome to the first edition of the Sports Podcast by Jack and Nate. We're going to go over a few things today. And we'd have a guest on, but it's the first episode. But expect a guest about every episode from here on out.
Yeah, so first thing we want to talk about on this podcast is Butterfly Doors by Lil Pump featuring Saget and Lil Cockpit. It's out now on SoundCloud. We will post the link in the description to this video, so go listen to that. I think it's at around 500 views now. Is that right?
Yeah.
500 views, so let's get that up to 1,000. Tomorrow I expect it to be around 2 million plays, so
yeah, thereabout.
Yeah, work hard for that. So the first thing we're going to talk about on this podcast is what happened to Jaylen Brown.
No one really knows.
I mean, we
I have
both,
his stats.
Yeah, we both
I'll tell
have
you
his-
one thing. There's not much consistency there.
Yeah. Jaylen Brown, he was not a good shooter in college. He wasn't a good shooter his first year in the league. Or actually, he wasn't like horrific his first year, but
It wasn't great.
yeah, 34%. He was shooting only 68% from the free throw line, which is, I feel that's his glaring issue, because when you look at all the good 3-point shooters, they always have great free throw percentages, like I'd say 90% of the time. And it's weird because his first year in the league, he was shooting about 45% from the field. This year, it's at 44%.
The 3-point percentage last year.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, like, it's gone down, which is
10 points.
Yeah, since his rookie year, that's not good at all. Another thing, he's only shooting 29% from three this year, and 66%.
Last year he shot 39.
Yeah, so 12 points a game coming off the bench, 26 minutes a game. Another thing I wanted to talk about was Draymond Green. Remember when he had that like weirdly good year where he averaged 14 a game, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. Well, that's kind of, but 14 points a game is a lot for Draymond Green. He's averaging 7 a game right now, and he's playing only 3 less minutes. Draymond Green shot almost 40% from the free throw line that year. This year he's shooting 24%.
From 3?
From 3, yes.
Oh.
So
Wow.
Jaylen Brown, I'm worried that he had a Draymond Green-like season where he just had one really good year shooting, but from now forward, unless he improves like significantly, which he's still young, he's still 22, so I think he will, but it could just be where he had, one good shooting year and now he's just a different player. What do you think?
I think he still has room to improve. It's not like it's the end of the world.
Yeah, but this is bad.
Green's 28, so he's in his prime.
Yeah.
So there's not much going up from there.
But, another thing is Jaylen Brown. Every Celtics game I watch, I don't know. You said you haven't been really paying attention lately, but Jaylen Brown, every time he shoots a 3-pointer, he is wide open. Every single time. So he's shooting 29% on wide open 3-point shots most of the time.
That's bad.
Draymond Green, he was probably doing the same, but I mean,
Draymond Green's not a scorer.
Yeah.
Or he's just.
But it's just was Jaylen Brown really considered a 3-point shooter coming out of college and high school?
No, but he's a scoring wing.
Yes. So Jaylen Brown, I feel the one thing that's like kind of saving him, I guess, is his youth. And the team, I think Brad Stevens too, he's known for developing young players. But really, I think he'll get back on track. Also, Gordon Hayward coming back, that may play like a psychological thing with him, where it's like, man, this guy plays my position. He's gonna take all my shots. He's gonna take all my minutes, but he's still a young player, and I think he's willing to, go through the growing pains and get through it. So, So let's talk about one more thing here. Can we elaborate on Quirky Gang real quick?
Quirky Gang. It's a group of four solo artists who are unbelievably successful in their own part. They come together. It's the greatest hip hop group maybe of all time.
Yeah, it's basically ASAP Mob on crack and steroids at the same time.
Yeah.
So
they're soon to have a SoundCloud out.
Yes.
Just so you know, it'll be under Quirky Gang.
Yeah. Well, also
it's QUIRKYGANG.
We'll put the link into the description once their SoundCloud page comes up. Their song "New Drip" will be hitting the charts soon.
I heard that one's good.
Yeah. We got that in the works up in the stew. Consists of
Lil Cockpit,
Hoagie,
Saget, Applejack.
So stay tuned for that. Again, link will be in the description. So yeah, that's another thing. So
yeah, definitely watch out for that.
So
they're on the rise, I've been hearing.
All right, so next topic I want to talk about. I want to ask you, who do you think the biggest surprise in college basketball this year is?
I was prepared to answer this for NBA, but college basketball, you have Ja Morant from Murray State. I don't know if it's because he's in a bad conference, but he scored like 26 points and got like 18 assists, and he dunked on a guy, and he's projected like top 5 in the draft.
Yeah, so this is second year.
He was very lowly sought out in high school, but then he just really came onto the scene, I guess.
Yeah, so that's crazy. He's played only one more minute per game, and he's averaging over 10 more points. So, yeah. Over 4 more assists, another steal. So, looking at his stats, though, he shoots 63% from on 2-point field goals and only 31% from 3. That's also with a closer 3-point shot and on worse defenders in college basketball. So
especially, I'm not sure what conference Murray State is in, but it's nothing special. I forget what it's called.
They're in the Ohio Valley Conference.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
is concerning, but you never know. That's how it was for Damian Lillard.
Yeah, that much improvement in the same amount of minutes is really, really something to watch. So watch out for Ja Morant.
NBADraft.net has Ja Morant going second after Zion Williamson.
Really?
Which I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't think
he's skinny. He's 175.
Also, he'll be what, around 21 when he comes into the league.
Yeah.
So Zion will be what, 19, 20?
About.
Yeah. So Zion. Yeah. Let's talk about that for a little bit. Let's talk about the draft. So this upcoming draft, Zion Williamson. I know everyone's been saying this, but like you literally have to be hitting the crack a tweet like 80 times a day to not pick him number 1.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, he's just that much of a physical specimen that like you can just label him a dunker, anything you want, but what I've like seen so far is just like, I don't know, you gotta be all in this guy at this point. And And, you know, the 3-point shot, he had, like, what did he make, three or four 3-pointers last game?
I don't like Duke. I don't watch them.
But, well, I saw on the news he made a few threes, which is unlike him. The 3-point shot, I really feel if he can be that dominant, like driving to the lane, like D-Wade was. D-Wade, he had a great mid-range shot too. Zion can come along with a mid-range shot. But if D-Wade was a great, like, driving layup kind of guy. So if Zion's way more, he's a little taller. He's like 80 times stronger. So, I mean, if he gets a tighter handle and he can drive to the rim, which he already can, obviously, and finish with contact, he will be, you know, he'll be good.
He's as athletic as LeBron, but
yeah,
I don't want to compare
6'7", 285, dunks from the free throw line. So when you're almost 300 pounds and you're dunking from the free throw line, you're doing something good. So, yeah, 285 pounds of muscle. That's crazy. So another thing, let's go back to the NBA. Who do you think the biggest disappointment this year has been? Because let's pull up the standings real quick. Excuse the typing noise. In the East, we have the Bucks at 29-11, the Raptors 31-12, Pacers 27-14, 76ers one more loss, Celtics 25-16, Heat 20-20, the Nets 21-22.
That's good.
And the Hornets 19-21 to fill out the 8th spot, which would be the playoffs. So, with the roster and with the pieces that Boston has right now, it's a shame that they're 25-16. It's a shame.
Yeah.
They should be running away with the conference right now. And
they were in everyone's mind. They were gonna run away with the conference.
Gordon Hayward, people use him as an excuse for Boston, but really, this guy, he hadn't played with this team ever, except for the preseason, which is 3 games, 4 games, 5 games.
4 minutes before he broke his ankle.
So, also, he hadn't played basketball in an entire, basically a year, like 5-on-5 serious contact. So, Gordon Hayward, I really feel he cannot be used as an excuse because you can't expect him to be this good right now. Yeah. He's over his last 4 games. Let's see. Gordon Hayward, I saw that. Hold on one second, I have it. He was averaging like where was it? Yeah, here we go. He was averaging over his last 4 games. This is from Adam Kaufman yesterday. Over his last 4 games, Gordon Hayward has averaged 19 points, shot 58% from the field, 50% from 3, 5 3-point attempts a game, 82% free throws, only 3 free throw attempts a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists in 27 minutes. So Gordon Hayward, other than that donut he had in San Antonio, he scored nothing and he was horrible. He has been really good in January. Well, that 35-point game he had is kind of holding up those stats, but because I think he's had 12, 14, and 16 in the other 3 games. Gordon Hayward, he's starting to come along for me. But what do you think?
I think you kind of got to be patient with that kind of stuff. Cause, you can't expect him to be all-star level after not doing anything for a year and a half. And, there's growing pains if you get hurt like that.
Yeah, and obviously people have been talking about the psychological thing, driving to the rim and things like that. I really don't think it's a psychological thing because he's been going up for lobs. He's been jumping, like his normal self. I just think his legs aren't there yet. I don't think his legs are as strong as they were, obviously.
I don't know if it's just me. It seems like he's a little chunkier than he was.
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't know if that's just him
he's not in his best basketball shape he's
Yeah.
ever been. When you just look at him, but he hasn't played basketball in a year, so what do you expect? He's not God.
Well,
But Gordon Hayward, the glaring thing for me when I look at his stats, he's only averaging like 2 free throw attempts a game. So he's never shot like a lot of free throws. In his All-Star season 2 years ago, he shot 6 free throws per game, and he made 5. So this year he's shooting 2.2 free throws a game. Thank you, Siri. I really appreciate that. This year he's shooting 2 free throws a game at an 88% clip. So
James Harden's shooting 11 free throws a game.
yeah,
That's
James Harden. He's just great at getting contact, obviously,
I
but
think
he's a little bit of an actor too.
he's found out how to bend the rules to
Yeah.
the point where it's kind of ridiculous, but then
Why do you say that?
it's also the rules.
Why do you say he's been in the rules?
Because there's a bunch of things that people would say it's a travel or he's not getting fouled or... But I think it's just him knowing the rules to an extent where they kind of have to call a foul every time.
And I think that goes hand in hand with Mike D'Antoni, because Mike D'Antoni's an offensive genius. People have said that, so Mike D'Antoni's definitely helped James Harden out a lot. Because the difference, James Harden used to kind of be on the Thunder. That was a while ago, but he was obviously so much of a different player. But him getting to the line has totally increased since he's been in Oklahoma City. And yeah, so I don't want to get into Thunder shouldn't blah, 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 whatever. But yeah, Gordon Hayward only 2 free throw attempts a game.
So Hayward, I think you just gotta get his legs back under him. I mean, he still has the skills and everything, but just from an athletic standpoint, he's not at peak standard for the NBA. But of course, it's not it's nothing serious. It's just getting into shape.
It's just him not playing basketball for a year, and him just trying to fit into the offense and just get his rhythm back. So let's talk about one more thing. Let's talk about Bryce Clark.
Bryce Clark. Oh, Bryce Clark. He is the fastest growing YouTube channel, I think, on YouTube.
Yeah.
He has over 50 subscribers. I mean, his content.
Especially when the fire alarm went off in his house.
One time, I tell you this, his fire alarm went off, and then he just shook his head around for a minute and a half.
It just stopped.
It stopped. His Halloween special, his Thanksgiving special, there's everything. But I'm not going to spoil everything for you because that's for you, the viewers, to find out. You can find him on YouTube at Bryce Clark. That's 2 words, his first name and his last name. I mean, you won't be disappointed.
Yeah,
it's a great channel.
He uploads, I'd say around 3 times a month. Would you say?
Oh yeah. He's really pumping out the content.
Yeah.
But
so
it's quality content.
Yeah, it's not just quantity. So Bryce Clark will put the link in the description along with the 2 other things we mentioned earlier, Quirky Gang and Butterfly Doors.
Butterfly Doors.
So let's talk about a new thing. Well, not really new. We've been talking about basketball the whole time, but Nikola Jokic. This guy's the real deal.
He's yeah.
So Jokic, I think the Celtics can't trade for Anthony Davis because the salary cap situation where they already acquired a max player through a trade. Like I don't know, I don't really know how it works, but they're not able to get Anthony Davis this season at the trade deadline. They're able to get him in the summer, and so their best bet for them is to hope that Anthony Davis doesn't request a trade around the trade deadline because that would not be good. But Nikola Jokic, for the price that Anthony Davis would be, and for how much we would have to give up to literally pry him out of New Orleans, Nikola Jokic has really changed the Nuggets. Seriously, what do you think about him?
I think he's the only thing I don't know how much Denver would want to really give up, or just why would Denver want him? Because they're the best team or the best record in the West.
Yeah,
it's not like they're trying to get to that point. They're already
Jokic is still young. It's the same case for New Orleans too.
Well, New Orleans has been struggling.
Yeah. It's it's the same case for why would they give up Anthony Davis with Jokic? Why would they give up two of the best players in the league? But the difference is Anthony Davis could request a trade because his team. Well, when you really think about it, his team isn't even that bad. They have Drew Holiday, who's a cusp all-star. Julius Randle is a 20-10 guy. Mirotic
He only has a year left on his contract, I think.
I think he has 2. Can we check that? Fact check that.
I'm on it.
Yeah, I think so. He has Alfred Payton has come along a little bit. Drew Holiday, Julius Randle, and they still have Julius Randle on an expiring contract. I think he's being paid $9 this year, but they haven't extended him yet. So it's interesting to see what they'll do with that. But Julius Randle, I think he's a guy that Celtics could trade for too, because he's still on that expiring contract, or he might. Yeah, he's on the expiring contract. So Julius Randle, his value is at an all-time high right now because of how he's been playing, but it's tough because he'd bring speed and rebounding to this team and a little bit of defense. And the Celtics have been they've been getting killed on the boards, absolutely killed. But
Jokic isn't necessarily the best big man rebounder. He's not really renowned for his athleticism.
Yeah, but he grabs 10 rebounds a game.
Yeah. Didn't he have? He had a lot of. Ton of boards in the past, but he's also a smart player too. It's not like he can only do one thing. He can shoot, he can pass. He can even run the floor at times, just
Jokic,
coast to coast. It's impressive.
Jokic is an MVP candidate for sure.
But on defense, he's definitely a liability if the Celtics need some defensive.
He's a 7-footer. And it would be if that's the only problem with Jokic. I mean,
if you watch stuff, you can see how easily it's beat. Yeah, just by anyone.
And the Celtics, with the way they would play small ball, we really couldn't pair him with another big man defender unless we don't give up Al Horford in a deal for him, which we could play Al Horford at the 4.
Anthony Davis is with the Pelicans through 2019-2020 season. Then he has a player option 2021.
He's
not going to take.
There's
that.
no way he'll take that. But yeah, so
because he's only getting paid 28, which is really undervalued for a top 5 player in the league.
Yeah. So I mean, if the Celtics could get Jokic, which I don't think they will, but I think it's something to consider with the way Jaylen Brown's been playing. If we can offload him for a good piece now, I wouldn't be hesitant to do it.
Yep. What if we change the topic up?
Yeah.
What if we don't go to basketball? What if we go to the one with the guys with the pads and the helmets? Football.
Oh.
That one.
Before we do that, though, I'd like to talk about Lil Cockpit. He has a mixtape dropping soon.
Lil who?
Lil Cockpit?
Oh, Lil Cockpit.
Yeah, he's got his.
He's part of a Quirky Gang.
Yeah, he's part of Quirky Gang. But Lil Cockpit has his mixtape dropping soon. We don't know when. I'd have to talk to him. He's one of our buddies. But rough. I said Lil Cockpit and the dog went crazy. But Lil Cockpit, he's got his mixtape dropping soon. Expect 4 to 7 songs. He might be dropping a teaser as well right before that mixtape. So
just saying.
Keep
your eyes peeled. Lil Cockpit.
Yeah,
SoundCloud.
He's going up.
All the way up.
Yeah.
Also, with the rest of Quirky Gang.
Also, like we said earlier, check out his song with Saget and Lil Pump, Butterfly Doors. Everything will be linked in the description. Lil Cockpit's channel too. So yeah, don't forget to check that out.
Come on.
All right, so football. What are you thinking?
Well, I want to look at the playoff picture.
Playoff picture?
Mm-hmm. You had the Colts beating the Texans, which is kind of an upset.
Kind of an upset, but
the Colts have
not really an upset.
Have won 10 out of their last 11.
Yeah, on paper it looks like an upset just because the Colts are a much lower seed, but in reality, Andrew Luck is gonna get out of the first round. You know, he just is. He's that good of a player. He's been fantastic this year.
He was on my fantasy team.
Yeah. I tried trading for him a couple times, you know.
And I said, no, he's too good.
So
didn't let me down.
Yeah, so the playoff picture, we have the Patriots taking on the Chargers. The Eagles playing who? The
Eagles are playing the Saints.
The Saints.
The Cowboys are playing the Rams, the Colts, and the Chiefs.
Colts and Chiefs,
Chiefs, that's going to be a high-scoring game, I think. I don't know, because the Chiefs don't really have a defense.
They also don't have a running game anymore.
Yeah, they're handicapped now that
Kareem
Hunt,
Kareem
wants
Hunt
to become a kicker. Anyway, I mean, Andrew Luck's in a really good position.
Yeah,
he's got some good wide receivers, good running back, decent, good receivers, great O-line.
Marlon Mack really, he was on my fantasy team. I tried dumping him a few times to another team just for some pieces after he had that like 30 fantasy point week. But Marlon Mack has been inconsistent as Rhode Island Heat.
Wonderful analogy.
Wonderful.
Speaking of New England Heat, the Chargers are going to have to come up to New England. I think it's snowing in Foxborough.
It's going to snow?
Or yesterday it was. At least. And it's supposed to be like the 20s.
The Chargers
is not Los Angeles weather. I'll tell you.
The Chargers just came down and beat Baltimore in their cold weather.
Yeah, but Baltimore's not New England. Last time
New
England's New England. It's pretty cold.
Let's check the Baltimore weather charts.
I think that's
it's 40 degrees in Baltimore right now, but
that's warm in New England this time of year.
Yeah, well, it's been pretty warm this year, but yeah. So yeah, the Chargers, the Patriots, just shame on them for not putting better pieces around Tom Brady. Honestly,
well,
Edelman can't be your top tier receiver on a Super Bowl winning team. Gronk hasn't. I mean, Gronk.
Well, he was 2 years ago.
He was 2 years ago, but Gronk has. I don't know if Belichick's just been using him as a decoy too much. But
he's like so unstoppable that you kind of have to double team him. But then he's been become kind of slow and it's like,
That's what football does, But
He was gonna retire.
Yeah,
Which
he
I don't know.
thought
Is
about
it,
it.
well, he's gonna get brain damage if
Yeah.
he keeps playing.
But Gronk, he's the best tight end of all time. Up to 3 years ago, he was considered the best tight end to ever play the game. 2 years ago, he was.
Dominance wise,
Yes.
I mean, just like size.
The only reason why people would not consider him the best tight end of all time was his age, because he hadn't played his whole career.
Yeah.
But
There's a lot of tight ends who play a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, Tony Gonzalez played till he was 80.
Antonio Gates is still playing.
Yeah.
Right? And he's
he looks fat as a dovo too.
Yeah, but he's old too, and Gronk's only
29,
late 20s.
That's crazy. Gronk.
We're just taking a ton of hits.
Yeah, we're 15, 16. So we've grown up watching Gronk, and we've just seen him on the decline lately, and it's not cool because Gronk was the hero and he was the spiker, and when he gets that touchdown. But
what do you think about Tom Brady's replacement? What are you going to do about that? Do you draft a QB this year, or an early round QB? Or
who even is our backup still? Brian Hoyer.
Mm-hmm. Which is probably not acceptable. Even if Brady
Brian
gets
Hoyer's
hurt,
fine for a backup.
Yeah, but
Tom Brady's been pretty durable throughout his career, I'd say.
But eventually, you're gonna have to pick something.
Brian Hoyer's getting up there too. He's kind of. How old is Brian Hoyer?
Check that out.
Let's see. Brian Hoyer is 33, so he's not that old, but he's kind of old. He's getting.
He's not young.
Yeah. So who?
For QB.
The Patriots, do they have their first round pick, right?
I think so.
So
and they traded away. No, that was last. When did they trade away Brandon Cooks?
They traded him last year. In the offseason.
They got the pick they got for him was this year or last year? I
think it'll be this year.
They got two guys from Georgia. I forget. The first guy was a lineman. I think he got hurt. And then Sony Michel.
Well, so regardless, they're gonna have a first round pick.
Yeah.
I'm
not the most. I'm not the best when it comes to college quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But
Kyler Murray, is that the kid that won the Heisman Trophy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyler Murray. I don't know if he'll be late enough, and I haven't watched him enough to be able to say, criticize him. I haven't watched him, I never watch college football, but
he's also, there's the baseball, football argument.
Yeah, did he get?
He got drafted by the A's with the 7th pick or something. So he's the real
Kyler
deal.
Murray?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he also just declared for the draft. So, and he's, really good quarterback. So it's one or the other, I think. Baseball is definitely safer, but it's not a guarantee he'll get into the league. But then football is dangerous and he could get hurt. And there's I think he's guaranteed $4 million if he goes with the A's. So I don't know what you want to do there.
But winning, for him to win the Heisman Trophy and be drafted at the 7th pick in baseball is pretty insane.
I think it was 7th.
I think it was 7th. It was definitely in the first round.
He's not Russell Wilson got drafted by the Rangers or something.
So I think he'll end up playing football. I don't see how.
I think he's relatively small. He's 6 feet or 5'11", which was the same complaint about Johnny Manziel, who's kind of similar. But
well, Johnny Manziel had other problems,
but he still kind of sucked. I mean,
even Johnny. I don't think it's.
He
fair
had problems, but it shouldn't be rude. Yeah, I guess.
I don't. Yeah, that's not really a fair comparison for me. But so let's talk about Patriots and the Chargers. So Melvin Gordon is on the Chargers, if you didn't know. What? But Melvin Gordon, he had a good game in
He almost hurt his knee again,
Yeah.
didn't he?
Yeah, but he scored that touchdown relatively easily at the end of the game when he just ran from the 1-yard line and Baltimore didn't do anything. He had a wide open lane. I don't know if he'll tear away at the Patriots because I feel like Bill Belichick will just know how to contain him.
Yeah. Bill Belichick comes to playoffs. Yeah, I think he knows what he's doing.
And also, I think with Gronkowski, I feel like Belichick might have just been conserving him until the playoffs.
Mm.
Kind of like what they do in basketball, but Gronk is a totally different case because Gronk is like glass.
Yeah. He's shown flashes of his regular self, but
so if I think
feel like
he just needs
underused.
he just needs to get going.
Yeah.
And
He's taken did he miss time earlier?
He missed a couple games.
I feel like he's always hurt. That's also the problem.
I think that if he catches a couple throws, he's going to be back into it. And I feel like Gronk is a weapon against any single team, or every single team, I should say.
You can't leave him unattended, or else he'll just destroy everyone.
So that's always another option when you look at the Patriots. If you say like I did earlier, they haven't put the good talent around Tom Brady, and like a 41-year-old quarterback shouldn't have to carry the load. Like how much longer can Brady really do that? He's done it for the past 3 years. But
well, he's kind of
He's Tom Brady, but he's getting up there. Or he is up there. Okay, so that'll do it for the sports podcast with Jack and Nate. Stay tuned for a new podcast every Saturday on YouTube. And one last thing. The Skippers are taking on Hendricken on Tuesday at North Kingstown High School, a home game for us. Tickets are not being sold at the door, so go look for Mr. Fossa at lunch. You can get a ticket from him for $1, I'm assuming. Check that out. Also, Jonah Steinway Adler on YouTube. His YouTube's account. It's blowing up right now. Be sure to check that out. Again, link in the description for everything we've talked about this podcast. So stay tuned.